Is the new Intel Core Ultra 7 270K Plus worth throwing away your entire current platform for? I took my 13700K F rig and the brand new 270K Plus into an architectural showdown to find out exactly how big the upgrade really is, and what you'll actually have to buy if you make the jump. Right out of the gate, if you're looking at raw production speeds, the newer 270K Plus takes the win, cutting down a massive 171 gig video export that's 86 minutes by a flat 2 minutes compared to the 13th gen chip. But that speed increase comes with a massive catch. If you're gaming, the older, cheaper 13700KF actually delivers smoother, higher frame delivery right out of the box. What's up everyone, it's the Don with the DonTech, and tech is my business. Now, to get that 2-minute rendering save, you have to buy an entirely new motherboard on the LGA 1851 socket. My full test spec sheets for both configurations are on the screen right now, so you can see exactly how I built these out. But you need to know up front that you're paying for an entire system re-architecturing, including a new socket, higher capacity DDR5 RAM, larger cooling infrastructure, and a highly efficient power delivery system. This is not a simple, low-cost drop-in upgrade. Let's look at the numbers to see how that investment scales in real-world performance. As I touched on earlier, my main project file, a massive 171 gig asset folder for my ultimate PC guide video, which if you haven't seen yet, I'll have a thumbnail up somewhere and then a link in the description if you need any help on how to build your PC. But that folder is packed with heavily nested graphics, dual 4K footage, and tons of graphics and tons of cuts. I loaded that complex timeline inside Adobe Premiere Pro 2025, and I was able to go ahead and set the export parameters, as you can see on the screen, to compress everything down into a clean, optimized 15 gig 1080p final package. Now, the older processor completed the entire export drop in about 16 minutes total, and the new 270K Plus dropped that time down to 14 minutes, saving 2 minutes on a giant project file is great efficiency if you do this work every single day for a business. But it's not a night and day difference in speed alone. If you're getting value from these real world tests, do me a quick favor, smash that subscribe button and drop a like. It really helps the channel grow. And plus, I've got a full series breaking down everything in this entire platform from every single angle. Now, you don't want to miss the efficiency, longevity, and head-to-head videos that are coming up. While I wouldn't recommend someone trade in their current platform for raw speed alone, you may want to do it for longevity. The true value of this new platform shows up when you analyze the temperatures and the DDR5 memory potential. When I logged the benchmark workloads into Hardware Monitor, the older i7 13700KF ran relentlessly hot, as it's known for. 40 degrees Celsius idle on the baseline, and then when I was doing my maximum load testing, it was shooting all the way up to 100 degrees Celsius. And it was also drawing a peak package power of about 220 watts. But if you look at the newer architecture on this 270K Plus, at idle, it sits at 33 degrees Celsius. And under that exact same maximum crunch, the load temperatures completely flatten out at about 77 degrees Celsius. And it was only pulling right around 200 watts. And because these temperatures and lower cooling demands this provides, I would highly recommend this upgrade, especially knowing the microcode issues that the 13th and 14th gen chips were subjected to. You get a massive thermal safety margins and a system that runs completely stable without any overheating. If you look at the synthetic benchmarks, the i7 turned the multi-thread score of 5757, single of 648, and the GPU of 72,914, whereas the 270K Plus shifted that balance, turning the multi-threaded to 9495, single thread of 552, and the GPU score was 56,345. I need to figure out why there was such a discrepancy with that graphics card. Moving over to Blender, the older chip hit 174 on Monster, 130 on Junk Shop, 93 on Classroom for the CPU. GPU was doing 2427, 1867, and 1521 respectively. The 270K Plus had the numbers of 1983 on Monster, 1367 on Junk Shop, and 1156 on Classroom, with the GPU compute logging a little bit different, as you can see on screen. In Superposition, the performance metric remained neck and neck. The i7 logs a score of 13,858 at 1080p, 17,966 at 4K, and 6,928 at 8K optimized. The 270K Plus tracks right alongside it with 13,656, 17,646, and 6877, as you can see on the screen above. But real-world gaming workloads at 1440p inside of Cyberpunk 2077 highlight the thread trade-off. The older i7 actually drives a higher frame pacing out of the box, delivering a max of 97 frames and an average of 79 with a low of 41. Now, the newer 270K architecture gave me a delivery of 99 on the max, 65 on average, and a low of 33 frames per second. So while your mileage will vary with this, you can see that there is a difference. Intel completely removes hyperthreading from the new generation, which means the older monolithic design distributes frames slightly better in specific game engines. Here's my professional DonTech verdict. If you are standing at the retail counter and your only goal is gaming performance, stay with your current platform. The older chip still crushes frame delivery, but overall, because of the massive drops in temperature, lower cooling demands, and the long-term DDR5 memory stability, and because of longevity, I would highly recommend making the jump if you are building a modern creation workhorse. You do have to buy a new board, likely new RAM, and usually a new cooler if you lost some of your parts, but you're walking away with a reliable platform built for the future, until Intel changes sockets yet again. Drop a comment down below if you're holding on to your older flagship or upgrading your socket this year. Thank you so much for watching. I'm here to tell you whether or not this upgrade is worth your hard-earned cash and what you would have to do to upgrade it and whether or not it's going to give you the performance benefits you're expecting. This has been The Don with the Dontech, and remember, the Don's got your back.